Hi everyone. Today's topic is overcoming addiction. Now I want to point out here that we all have addictions to some things. It might be overt addictions out there with people, places and things, or it might be covert, which means mental, emotional addictions. So I think we want to take the sting out of the word addiction. Addiction is something that we've repeated. Actually, Dr. Gabor Mate's definition is something we continue to do and can't stop despite the negative consequences in our life. So whatever that is for you, have a little think. What's something you continue to do? Something that you say, I'll never do that again. I'm not going to do that again, especially after we've done it and we've had kind of a bit of a binge on it, whether it's eating chocolate, whether it's drinking alcohol, whether it's being with the wrong people, whether it's being out of control. So all of these things can be addictions, and we promise ourselves we'll overeating, we promise ourselves we'll never do it again. And then once all that settles down and we've forgotten, and we do it again. So here's just a few tips. Again, I've jotted down some notes. Acknowledge the addiction, admitting that there's a problem. I have a, you could say to yourself, I have a problem with it's such and such. So what you're going to do is, first of all, acknowledge denial. When we're in denial, we're pushing it back and we're not even addressing it. The acronym for denial is don't even know I am lying. So we cover it up or we pretend. So, and the denial can actually come in and actually stop us. It can give us an illusion that we don't need to look at the situation. Understand triggers. So check your environments, check the people, places and things that you're associating with, the places you're going. We know when we're in certain environments, we're more likely to be triggered. I call it a sip and a slip. So we have a sip of our addiction, whatever it is, then we spiral down, and often we can't stop ourselves. It's not the first drink, it's not the first piece of chocolate, it's not the 10th, I beg your pardon, it's the first one that sets off our triggers. Seek professional help. No one, to my knowledge, in the field of addiction has got really sober and sustained it long term and made big changes without support. We can't do it alone. The reason for that is because we keep giving ourselves these excuses, like I was saying about denial. Oh, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, we've got that same tape running in our head. Or, oh, I'm useless, I can never do this. So we need someone to reflect back to us and someone to keep us accountable. Develop coping mechanisms. Now they might be different for everybody. The main thing is, the number one reason we go to any addiction is we cannot manage our emotions. There's a host of coping mechanisms on YouTube. It might be meditation, it might be breath work. There's so much out there now. So develop some coping mechanisms for you to keep the autonomic nervous system settled. So build a good support, build a scaffolding around you, one, to keep you accountable, and these people that are in recovery that want for you what you want, not someone that wants to keep you stuck where you already are because it makes them feel better. Be very mindful of that. Set realistic goals. Break down your recovery to manageable steps. I always say baby steps, and one day at a time. That is an acronym from the 12-step program. One day at a time. We can manage something for one day, but if we think about, oh, I'll never be able to do that for the rest of my life, it overwhelms us, it can paralyze us, and we go back to the addiction. So that's practice self-care. Always it's about us first. When we value ourselves, as we do this work, and especially if we get support in place, we do this work, and the other things, they lose their appeal for us. So, and you will know what you have to let go of, because you'll know how you feel when you're either participating in that behavior, or afterwards, how you are the next day, or you'll know how you feel with certain people, places and things. Celebrate progress. If you get through the day, really celebrate yourself. And this is where a mentor or coach can come in to help keep you inspired. So I'm not into kind of motivation. It's more inspired. Inspired is inspired from within. Avoid the triggers, like I've said, whenever possible. And I've just got some more. Stay engaged in the treatment. When you've made up your mind, set yourself up with all of this. Really, and I say in my book, this is like your own internal or external gold medal. Look what they've got Olympians do for them to get to that thing. This is your gold medal for yourself. Let me tell you, I love recovery and the discovery and recovery of the person you intended to be, not even the person you were meant to be. I want to retrieve the lost self. No, the person you are intended to be. Let me tell you, recovery is the best thing since sliced bread. The freedom you have and the things it brings into your life are just amazing, really, really amazing. Stay mindful, so stay mindful of what you're doing. Another thing that I was addicted to is, slow down your life. That was the hardest addiction for me to stop. I was busy all the time. I couldn't stop. I was scared of who I would be if I didn't have all of this stuff on. I was running. So away from myself. So look at your life, look at the commitments you've got and see if you can reduce some, again, to keep yourself so that you don't get into anxiety and overwhelmed states. Prepare for it first. And remember, any addiction is a journey. So take us each step in your recovery, one step at a time, and build. It's like a pyramid. You're building blocks, the foundation. We want a strong foundation and the building blocks to recovery. And while I'm here, I'd just like to also say that on June the 15th, I'm running a workshop with two other very powerful speakers, Stacey Taylor and Karen Vryer. So if you're in New Zealand and would love to come to that, we would love to have you there. It's going to be a very powerful workshop. So thank you.